Scene script: Rafah, a city on the edge. The southern tip of Gaza stands witness to a siege that could change the course of its history. A city of over 1 million people, now a tinderbox, awaiting a spark that could ignite a catastrophe. Our story begins in October 2023. Hamas terror attacks led to a significant number of casualties and displacement of Palestinians. The world watched as the conflict began to escalate. International pressure began to mount, pleading for a ceasefire, but the pleas fell on deaf ears. As the months rolled on, Rafah became a city under siege. By March of 2024, the United Nations warned of potential massive loss of life and atrocity crimes should Israel proceed with an assault on Rafah. The situation was already dire, with over 1 million people sheltering in Rafah facing displacement, disease, and starvation. Israeli forces struck a residential building, sparking fears of a larger assault. Despite warnings from the United States and the international community, Israel signaled its intention to proceed with a planned assault. Civilians were instructed to evacuate the eastern part of the city ahead of the operation, citing the need for extreme force against terrorist organizations in the area. The implications of this conflict are far-reaching. The blockade has resulted in critical shortages of water, fuel, and essential supplies. NGOs in Gaza are struggling to provide humanitarian aid, and the UN warns of devastating consequences if the city is evacuated. Half of Gaza's population, children under 18, are at risk. As we speak, the situation in Rafah remains volatile. A city held hostage by conflict, its people caught in the crossfire. The future of Rafah now hangs in the balance, its fate tied to the whims of forces beyond its control. The world watches and waits, hoping for a resolution that will bring peace to this embattled city. For now, Rafah remains a city on the edge, its people living in the shadow of conflict. But the human spirit is resilient, and the hope for peace endures. The story of Rafah is not yet over. It's a tale still being told, a narrative shaped by the decisions and actions of the days to come.